Okay, just my honest review of the top riding ZSnake Z39 out here in the outside shop. This is currently, I'll show you, you'll be at 500 miles, so it's my 500 mile review, 517. I did just recently adjust the speed odometer, so this does read the correct speed according to my GPS. I have another video to show how to set that in the system. So just to start off with, this thing does have dual motors. Plenty of you will know, might ask. So here we are in sport mode. That's your dual mode. You take it off and you have your 1, 2, 3 setting. You'll just be in single motor, or what I call just normal mode. Then you have eco mode, which is obviously for economy. You can do dual mode, and you can press the eco button. It still shows dual. So you have sport mode, engage with eco mode, so it'll run dual motors in eco mode. And 1, 2, 3. Sport mode, I feel comfortable going about maybe 15 miles, running at full throttle. Normal mode, I feel comfortable with a 30-mile round trip. Some I guess things that I've added are side mirrors. Look at me in the mirror. Side mirrors, these for me, since I ride dirt bikes, I ride regular scooters, I ride everything from off-road to on-road. Off-road, obviously, I don't use them. On-road, for me, these are so essential. I definitely recommend getting these, just from my experience. I mean, I'm always using these. So if you don't have those, I mean, I recommend 100%. But that just stems from my on my street riding experience. So just a few things. So I am at 500 miles on it. I ride it to work, charge it. Charging port is pretty basic. There's 2 charging ports right here. They do come with 2 chargers, just a basic charger. I've seen them like on the Razors. I think it's probably the same exact charger on the Razor, because on the little Razor bikes it has these same outlets. So kind of looking here, everything's been holding up well. Nothing's loose. I've always checked the tightness of them. Nothing's really fraying here. Everything's pretty decent. There's the motor. So everything's running pretty well, I would say. A little view of the dual shocks. A couple things to look out for that I would recommend, which I haven't actually installed yet, but I would go, if you're riding night in the city, you're probably going to be okay with this light. If you're maybe running in an area that doesn't have very good lighting, for me this isn't really good enough. This is kind of like a floodlight almost. I kind of want to raise it up here, but this wire is a bit short, so you can't really run it any higher really. Maybe if I kind of modified it to get into here, but where this bracket is, it's almost like it's meant, or I mean the way it's drilled out, I guess I could drill more holes. But so anyway, this light at night, if you're not in the city or in an area that's kind of already well lit, for me this isn't good enough when you're going full speed. When you're going 45 miles an hour, 50, it doesn't cast a good enough light, right? When you do turn the lights on, you might not be able to see, but at night this light bar is flashing. This yellow is flashing. Let's see. Oh, the reason why you can't see it because it's not even on. So there you go. So a strip of LED lights. These kind of flash different colors, and they do that. You come down here, this thing has these like this kind of coloring thing going on, and it's just like that on the other side. Does have a brake light, and use your turn signals here. It does have turn signals. It's not like the regular motorcycle scooter, right? Those ones you have this middle button you can push and it'll pop it right in the center. But this you got to remember to go back. So left, right. Let me see here. I'm sure it looks good at night, but during the day, you know, probably it's kind of hard to see. But during the day, they probably just see you anyway. So turn that off. The lights you can't adjust. You cannot adjust any of the lighting. So you can't turn off the LEDs, the front or side, which I wish you kind of could, or maybe adjust. Maybe I could look into it, but there's no way to adjust the lighting or just stick it on one color. Unfortunately, I'm not a big fan of all the like glittery lights. It seems a bit silly, you know. Overall, I would say the build quality is okay, you know, for what it is, for the price. I would say it's actually well built. You know, when you say it's made in China, it's pretty much on the higher end of a Chinese kind of scooter, I would say. Things like this, your thumb throttle, this little mode selector. Oh, it does have a horn if you want to hear the horn, yeah. Beep, 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 beep. You know, the light switch. These things, maybe even this too, and the key ignition. You know, those things are pretty low quality. They function just fine. You know, don't be putting too much power into them. They're functional. They're not the lowest of quality. Maybe just one step. So you just got to be nice and easy with these, huh? Same thing with this. So these don't feel too quality. Your phone holder, it really doesn't feel quality, but it holds my iPhone the whole time I'm riding, and I have no issues. So I won't put my main phone on there, but my backup iPhone, I feel pretty comfortable, and it's solid. It stays on there, and it's some pretty wicked bumps. A little case, right? Let's see here. So if you're gonna order this, you might not have like a bunch of tools. They will send you these two things. Unfortunately, one of the screws fell out, so tighten this thing up. They give you this Allen key wrench, just this Allen little multi-tool, and this 10-12 wrench here, right? That will put the whole bike together. So if you are thinking, man, I need a whole bunch of tools, no. The tools that they give you, you can put everything together. But it's not the wisest of choices, because there's things like these. Look at things like these, you need to be checking for the tightness. Your axle nuts, you need to be checking for tightness. Obviously all your shocks right here. These things you're not going to be able to check if they're tight or not. So that's just something to consider. Just get a really cheap from Harbor Freight, something, you know, just a cheesy Chinese metric set, and that will cover every size of nut on this bike. All these right here, everything fits with that Allen key wrench right here. All these, so in that aspect, you're going to be just fine. So you'll have everything. Just a couple things if you are considering all your quick releases. Yeah, even this is a quick release, so this comes up and down, but I'm using it as more like a scooter, right? Like a gas scooter kind of setup. I just use the seat wherever I go, because that to me feels much more normal. You might have a little bit of play, right, in the head stem right here. Just make sure that your quick release is tight, and that takes away any of the wobbliness of it. So be aware of quick release. Same thing like this, quick release, quick release. If these aren't tight, you can see right here, if you don't have it tight, that this seat will start sliding down, 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 down. You got to really crank on this and lock it in. Same thing with this. If it's not really tight, it'll be loose. This isn't the best setup. All right, there is a scooter that has like this really cool like system with the cargo box on the back right here. That does look pretty cool, but in my situation, I wouldn't be able to actually I wouldn't be able to fold this up at work. So what I got to do is I take the seat out, and then the seat post will fold down, And then right here, this will fold and I can stick it right underneath the lunch table, right? But if I had the other setup with the cargo box, that wouldn't be possible because it's bolted in. The suspension is pretty basic, you know, like coming from a motocross background, there's no clickers, right? It is what it is. It functions, right? It functions just fine. This seat has like its own suspension, and that's actually pretty cool. I don't mind that. I'm sure if you're heavier, you're definitely bottom that out. I don't know if you can get different springs for this. Coming from like a mountain bike background, I've used these, and they're pretty trick. You know, the ones that kind of slide up and down. But yeah, overall, I feel comfortable riding it. Right, the brakes are really good. You can lock these up, skid the tires on the road. That's the brand, Disneyland. Right, who knows? But they're hydraulic, and you know, you obviously got to be watching for any leaking. But they hold pressure, so I don't have to pump them at all. They hold pressure. When it's kind of chilly in the morning, right, they'll be a little bit mushy, but once it heats up, they're just fine. So maybe in cold weather, you know, you might have that symptom until it warms up. To refill these, I'm not too sure on this aspect, because from like the motocross background, you have your reservoir here. On the mountain bike that I've used, I'm pretty sure there was something up here too, but I don't remember because I've bled plenty of brakes. So I have to kind of look to where you put in the oil there. Perhaps it's right here, I don't know. But easy enough. I just don't see where it would be at. That's something that we'd have to look into. But so far, yeah, hydraulic brakes work just fine. Nothing feels loose. Nothing feels like loose, wiggly. The only thing that's really wiggly is just this seat post, but I mean, this design, there's really no other way. It's comfortable enough, right? All your weight though, when you're on it, just goes straight up the middle, right to your bum. So just be aware of that. It's comfortable enough, but you know, that's where the weight is distributed, all in one spot. And when you do sit like this, using this seat, the front end is a little bit light. So if you're hitting a lot of bumps, that front end, right? Because your weight's shifted to the back, so it will make your front end a little bit hoppy. As opposed to if you're standing on the scooter, you can get your weight much more forward, more weight on the front, and that probably alleviates that issue. But for me, I just deal with it. Some things to consider that I would 100% ride with is you need to get these plugs, because these are tubeless. These are tubeless tires, so you have to have this with you to plug them. And funny enough, let me see where mine, I just had to plug mine because they'll get a puncture. There it is. Not the best of job, but it'll hold for now. So whatever you do, you need to have that in your case for sure. That and a hand pump, because if you get a flat while you're going somewhere, you need to plug it up and air it up. And for these tubeless tires like that, these are fantastic. Use them on three-wheelers and quad tires, well, any tire I suppose, right? As we get into the tires, these things I do not like. I pretty much in like 99% on the street, right? Any sort of dirt riding is just pulling off to the side perhaps. And for the street, I would say these are terrible for the street. They're not very well balanced, right? When you're kind of off-road doing stuff, hitting jumps or going through dirt, you don't really feel that. But for the street, you know, this thing makes a bunch of noise, and it's not so great. Really, top riding should have either the ZSnake as their street bike, so these should come with street tires, and then their other model, the F series, should just come with maybe the knobbies, and it's designated as like more the off-road style. But anyway, so the plan will be to get the street tires, because that should then fix the on-street performance, you know, because this thing's pretty noisy and not the best for the street, but it'll do for now. Recommendation on range. So if I'm doing dual motor, max mode, sport mode, I would say I feel comfortable going maybe about 15 miles, and then I want to have a charge. If I'm on normal mode, I feel comfortable doing a 30 mile round trip. So that kind of gives you an idea. On max mode, I might average maybe 47 miles an hour. Let's say 45 miles an hour. At top speed I have hit 50, but usually with my weight and I have kind of gear that I'm always at, about 48 is kind of my max speed. When I have everything off, I can get up to 50. So max mode for about 15 miles. The first, let's say 10 miles, I can get there. Let's say 8 to 10 miles, I can get that full, about 48, average 48 miles an hour, 47 miles an hour. And then after that 10 mile mark, you can kind of see it start dropping, mile per hour. And by the 15 miles, it's still holding above 40, but you can see that it's backing off. Normal mode, you average about 35 miles per hour. And yeah, that's good. I can when I go play football, go to the pitch, that's just perfect. So I can go there on one full charge. Yeah, it's about 30 miles round trip, and it's perfect. It holds the charge, and it'll stay that 35 pretty much the whole way. The eco mode, I mean, it's kind of so slow. Eco mode is so slow that it's hard for me to want to use it when I'm riding on the street to get where you're going. Recommendation: you gotta have a helmet. Since I have a bunch of motocross helmets because I got a dirt bike. Added an extra light at night. It's not the best, but it's okay. Like I said, the mountain bike riding lights would be a recommendation. You can put them right up here on the bar, and have those pointed straight. Because yeah, this thing isn't the greatest. Gloves, you can pick up gloves real cheap. These are pretty sick. Shift gloves. That used to be a brand I would always wear. I really liked how it felt, and that's just a fly racing helmet. And I got other stuff. So yeah, I would definitely recommend it. I mean, I kind of use it. I use it practically every single day since I have bought it. So I definitely recommend it. Just get yourself a hand pump or a compressor pump. Get plugs, because if these get punctured, you're going to be stuck. This thing is 100 pounds, so it is heavy. So if you gotta get an Uber or something, they're gonna have to help you lift it up and put it into the trunk. But overall, it's decent for what it is. Very decent. There's nothing cheap. I don't feel there's anything cheap about it. To be fair, of all the dirt bikes that I've owned and all the other stuff I've owned, it doesn't feel cheap. It doesn't feel cheap. Suspension, that is cheap, but it functions, right? These are, in the motocross world, these are terrible, right? But they function as what they do, right? And you can't really hit jumps on this thing anyway. So I mean, this is just perfect for the street, right? I don't really see anybody using this off-road. I just don't see this thing. Just no way it handles bumps and anything very well. So they just might as well just come with street tires to begin with. But anyway, so yeah, that's the honest review of my 500 mile review of the top riding ZSnake Z39. All right, have a good one.